How's it going, everybody? I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness, back with your daily forecast. Today, out in the Great Lakes, possible severe weather. We do already have a few severe thunderstorm warnings going on for parts of Indiana and Michigan out there, so things are looking pretty good. KC could also see some severe weather today. It cut off a little bit at the end there, but yeah, Kansas City, a very small but present risk out there for possibly some elevated thunderstorms later on this afternoon and evening out there. So maybe Kansas City sees some hail as we go into the latter half of today. And then tomorrow, DFW and the surrounding areas are under the gun for some severe weather. They could see some hail, wind, tornadoes, all hazards possible out there for tomorrow. It looks like they could see some pretty substantial instability and just enough of a little bit of a lift to kick off those storms out there for tomorrow. So zooming into the Great Lakes region, we have a severe thunderstorm watch out in Michigan, tornado watch slash severe thunderstorm watch out in for parts of Ohio and Indiana. A few of these storms already severe warned up in Michigan. This one storm right here down in east central Indiana already producing some hail this morning. So as these storms continue to move off to the east and get into a slightly better environment, we should see those storms start to grow, producing some slightly larger hail, some damaging wind gusts, and maybe a few tornadoes if things get going just right. Zooming out to the rest of the country, we have this nice low pressure system in that Great Lakes region. Some pretty cool temperatures. Got mid 40s up in Minnesota, upper 30s for Montana. Warm down south though, expecting to get pretty close to 90, if not above 90 for many areas in the south central U.S. today. But then expecting a nice cold front to move through the area tomorrow, dropping temperatures pretty substantially as for parts of the central U.S. Kansas City could see about a 40 to 50 degree temperature drop from that cold front over a 24-hour period. So looking at our instability forecast for this afternoon, just a little bit of instability in the Great Lakes region. Have some instability down south as well, but no source of lift to kick off any storms. That source of lift is going to come tomorrow, though, in the form of a cold front. See that instability growing around the DFW area all the way up into central Missouri. Cold front's going to sweep through and should be enough of a source of lift to kick off those storms. Some pretty substantial instability. We have about 3,000 to 3,500 joules of CAPE, which is on the higher end, especially for this time of year. Looking pretty good so far, and then that instability is going to die down pretty quickly as we head into the back half of the week and into the weekend. Here's our future radar. We have a few storms ongoing later into the afternoon in Ohio. As these storms approach Cleveland, they could become fairly strong. As they get into a line, though, that hail threat is going to decrease pretty substantially, and it's going to become mainly a wind threat. Maybe we'll see some embedded tornadoes in this line, but it's looking mainly just a straight line wind threat for today as we go into the afternoon. And then into the evening hours, that cold front is going to continue to trail off, have some tail end storms. On the lower end, it could become severe as we go into the evening, but really not expecting much after around that 7 or 8 p.m. time frame in terms of severe weather. So this is what we got for our hail map today. The bullseye being mainly Ohio, parts of Indiana, far southeastern Michigan, and then this little bubble right over Kansas City. They could see some hail. Conditions aren't looking super favorable for them, but that risk is still there. Like I said before, mainly elevated storms. So if we do get any isolated storms out of this system, they could produce some smaller hail, maybe some severe hail in the Kansas City area, but Cleveland, Indianapolis, Columbus, the main cities at risk today for that severe hail. Not expecting much, maybe some ping pong ball sized hail, maybe up to golf balls in a few areas, but not a super high end hail day. Wind threat looks a little bit more substantial out there. Could see some 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts out of some of these storms, but like has been the story for today, kind of a lower end event up there, but just enough to pass that lower end of the severe threshold. So Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Detroit, kind of all in the bubble for possible wind threat as we go into this afternoon and evening. Looking at our upper air map here, our jet stream got a pretty strong jet streak. Not really well positioned to give this system any upper level support. It's kind of a cutoff surface low that's triggering these severe thunderstorms. And then in terms of what we're expecting for Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri for tomorrow, there's really not a ton of upper level support, but we're going to get this nice low pressure system kind of over Wisconsin, and then this big trailing cold front that extends all the way into central Texas for tomorrow, and that could kick off some storms up there. As this system continues to track off to the east, things quiet down quite a bit until we get into next week, when we could see a little shortwave system move through, bring some possible low-end severe weather for the upper Midwest out there. And then for the middle and end of next week, this is the system that we're watching. That could bring another wave of severe weather to the Central Plains as that moves through. Still a lot to be determined with that, so a lot up in the air with how these models are playing out, but that's expecting to move onshore by the middle of next week, and that's when we should be able to come to a better conclusion on what that system will actually do as we get some upper air soundings into that system. So for tomorrow, this is our risk area. Got quite a large risk as that long cold front is extending all the way from the Great Lakes, Ohio River Valley region, all the way down to south central Texas. So you got Dallas in the risk area, Little Rock, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Louisville, Memphis, a bunch of major metro areas in this risk area for tomorrow. So depending on how this plays out and how our moisture return is for tomorrow, that's going to kind of dictate how these storms develop. But right now, it's looking like we're going to have enough moisture for at least a low-end severe threat going into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Here's our extended rain outlook, that 6 to 10 day time frame, so April 22nd to the 26th. Above average precipitation expected for the central and southern plains, along with some above average temperatures. So that's typically the pattern that we're going to see for some severe weather next week possibly, but we're going to get this nice ridging pattern setting up and then a nice trough. So we could see a few waves of severe weather move through the central U.S. Next week, depending on what our moisture looks like at that time. So that's all we got for today. If you're interested in learning more about us, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, or scan that QR code up above me if you're interested in purchasing a plan, or you can give us a call at 855-334-4245, or email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness. Thanks for watching.